Hi guys, this is Atco. Welcome to part 2 of my Motorola AM radio restoration. I'm going to talking behind the camera today. So what I had to do at this point, I had gotten this radio from the Hamfest with a few others, and this Motorola was the one that I liked the best. Alright, when I first plugged it in, it had a bad hum, so we knew that it needed the filter capacitors. I opened it up, I pulled the circuit board out of the cabinet, and I was happy to see that it had all these ceramic capacitors as opposed to the paper wax capacitors. So at this point I didn't buy any new ceramic capacitors since they're generally pretty reliable, and I'll only get them if needed. But I knew that the electrolytic capacitors definitely are bad. They almost all are bad after, it's been 50 years. So I needed to get something to replace them. Now, in the can, off the circuit board, there was 3 electrolytics inside of it. 2 of them being 80 microfarad, 150 volt, and 1 with 60 microfarad, 150 volts. I was able to buy easily new ones with that same ratings as single capacitors. Alright, so what I need to do now is get into that circuit board and pull out that other can. If you look from the back, you can see where the tabs are for that. There's actually 6 tabs I need to get that can out of there. And the ones in the middle are the ones for the positive capacitors, and all around the can itself was negative side, which was probably also ground to the radio. Okay, once I got the solder gun, get hot enough to run, I just used my solder sucker to suck out the solder. Then I was able to just pull out that old can out of the circuit board. Okay, you can see that's the old one. Those are my single ones. From a circuit standpoint, they're just as good as the others, except these will be singles and they will be working. Alright, in order to put those in the circuit board, I didn't have a whole lot of space, so I did have to put the electrolytics on their side in order to fit that on the circuit board. But that seemed to work fine. Okay, so the only question I have now is this all I had to do to get this radio work? If it is, then I'm probably done with the electronics, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, now I just replaced that big canned capacitor with 3 single electrolytic capacitors. Other than that, I haven't done anything with it. So let's just see what happens. I've got it wired back up to the speaker and the antenna, although I don't expect to find anything down in the basement with all these fluorescent lights. But I did put on my transmitter, so we should find something in there. So let's see what happens. Let's let it warm up. Okay, that's a little bit of Tommy Dorsey. It's probably as good as I get in the basement, but it is working. So let's assume that this works, and we'll go from there.